Do you ever feel like your Airbnb profits are just slipping through your fingers, even with high occupancy and very good nightly rates? Okay, so let's say that this is the profit from your Airbnb for a total month. As you can see, you're feeling pretty happy about that. However, once you take utilities off, welcome pack items off, cleaning off, and that commission to the OTAs, you're not really left with that much, are you? It's a pretty disappointing profit. The kids are going to be so buzzing I used this legit low. Or maybe like a lot of people, you're not actually sure what your break-even point is on every booking, and you're left disappointed at the end of the month. But don't worry, because today I'm going to give you 7 strategies to slash those costs and boost those profits. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable tips to turn your Airbnb into a lean profit powerhouse. If you're new here, my name's Dave, and I welcome over 18,000 guests per year across 75 properties right here in Belfast. And this channel exists to help you, yes you, get started or scale up your Airbnb business the right way. So don't forget to subscribe, and you can check out my Amazon #1 best-selling book, this one here, or here's a bigger copy of it, which you can get via the link below. Now, if you're in the UK or anywhere around the world, which is also freezing, you're gonna know what I'm talking about here. Your cleaner arrives in, the guests have left that morning or the night before, your cleaner arrives in maybe in the afternoon, they open the door and they're hit with an absolute wall of heat. It's like a sauna in there. Where you've nipped down during a guest stay to fix a maintenance issue that they've reported, they've gone out and you've found the heating is on full blast, but all the windows are open because it's got too hot.
Who left the goddamn window open?
You're basically just throwing pound signs out that window all day, every day. It's so frustrating to see guests waste the energy that you're having to pay for, and you get the bill at the end of the month and it's just like gut wrenching. But as many times as you try to remind guests to turn the heating off if they're leaving, they never do. And look, I'm sure this is the opposite in hot countries, not that I would know, but if you're somewhere that's very hot and you have an aircon machine, that is not cheap to run. And if you've got guests like coming from a freezing country like Northern Ireland who come and stay in your place, chances are they're going to leave the aircon on all day and just go out because they want it to be nice and cool when they come back. So my first recommendation here for both of these scenarios is to install a smart thermostat in your property. That way you can set it to a maximum temperature that guests can turn it up to, but it won't keep going up and up and up. You can also set it to reset back down to a certain temperature after a certain while, so the guests aren't just going to turn it up full whack and then just go out for the day. These can also be controlled remotely from your phone, so you know that when the guest checks out, you just turn the heating off and you've stopped all that money being wasted. There are lots of different ones you can get. The most popular I found is a Nest, which you can get the link below to go and see. It's a really good piece of kit. It's not free to install, but like all these things that I talk about in this channel, it's an investment that's either going to save you money or make you money.
I'm investing.
Number 2, now I know whenever we're kitting out our properties to get them started ready for guests, we can tend to buy cheaper appliances that are in there. I'm talking things like fridges, washing machines, dryers, but the thing about the cheaper versions of these appliances is they tend to be less energy efficient. So they save you money up front, but then they cost you money every month. By investing a little bit more at the start to get a more energy efficient appliance, it's going to save you money in the long run. And this is also the case with all your light bulbs throughout the property. Make sure that you're putting in LED light bulbs that are going to last far longer and cost much less to run. Next up, we're talking about cutting out all those single-use toiletries. You know those little bottles you get, it's like shampoo and shower gel. There's always like face cream as well, or hand cream. Like, who ever uses hand cream from a hotel?
Norwegian fishermen have used hand cream for centuries.
They're nice and they do feel like a hotel, but they're not good for the planet and they're not good for your wallet. It's much more profitable to have refillable bottles that you can top up. You get a big massive like 5-liter thing of shower gel and you just pour it in to your nice fancy reusable refillable bottle. These are much cheaper. You can get so many different styles on Amazon. Even some of the fancy hotels are now moving to this thing, and this is the case in this and the last 2 strategies I've just put on there. Guests are getting more sustainability savvy. They want places that are sustainable. Dare I say it, you may even get some negative reviews from people or some distasteful reviews if you are still using those single-use plastics. So switch to the refillable. Feel pride in your ability to click that wee button that says you're a green property or green host or sustainable or whatever it is, and get those extra bookings. And the other thing with these refillable ones is, how often do we go in and the single-use one is opened but the person's only used like a tiny amount? You've got to bin it. You can't refill it through the tiny little nozzle. You've got to bin it, and that's such a waste. Whereas if you're using the refillable ones, if someone just uses a little bit, well, that's fine. You just pour a little bit back in. So your cost per changeover goes from, I don't know, could be like 50p, £2 down to like pennies when you're just refilling it out of this massive thing. Now this next one is also one of the changeover costs, which we're looking to sort of reduce to make our profit higher and our cost lower for each booking. And it's the welcome pack that we leave our guests. Now, we all love to like bowl guests over with an elaborate welcome pack of all these lovely things. But tell me, honestly, how many times do you go into the property after a guest has been there and they've opened whatever you've left and had one thing and was like, I don't really like that anymore, and it just has to go in the bin? So my tip here is don't buy something that's like quite big that is, once it's opened, has to be binned, because it's just so inefficient. And if you do offer things like that, think about potentially reducing them or removing them from your welcome basket altogether. In this scenario, multi-pack items are your friend. If you have 6 people coming, leave 6 bags of crisps. 6 people coming, 6 individually wrapped tea bags. Don't leave a full thing of tea bags there or a full bag of multi-pack of crisps. Leave individual ones so that if they're opened and used, you can just top up with what's needed. You don't need to replace the entire welcome pack thing. And I honestly think welcome packs these days have got very elaborate. They don't need to be that big. Try this for a week. Remove one thing from your welcome pack, see how it affects your reviews. If it doesn't affect it at all, which I think it won't, remove one more thing and see how that goes. You're massively cutting those costs from every single changeover, which is going to increase your profit. We did this and we found the number one non-negotiable, which we did leave, still do, but is the most expensive, but gets mentioned in so many reviews, is alcohol. We leave a bottle of wine for every guest. It's not cheap, it's not the most expensive, it's like $5 a bottle. It's not the most expensive wine you can get, but the amount of times that's mentioned in a review is unbelievable. Apart from that, all we really leave is the tea, coffee, some Tato crisps. Shout out to Tato Northern Ireland. Give me actually a comment if you've ever tried those. But that's it. It's pretty lean. Guests love the tea, coffee, they love the wine, they love the crisps, and that's it. I've seen people leave welcome packs that are huge. It's like a hamper of stuff that guests just pick through and then all needs to get binned. Next up, we're talking about consumables that you can buy in bulk. If you're going down to your local shop every time you run out of toilet roll or washing up liquid or dishwasher tablets, you are overspending significantly on what you need to do.
You're wasting your money.
Now, if you don't have a wholesaler that's near you that you can go and buy massive amounts of toilet roll, for example, in bulk, and go online and get stuff delivered to your house. You can go on Amazon, you can get like 1,000 rolls of toilet roll for like, I don't know, 20 or 30p per roll. It's insanely more good value than it is to go to the shop. And like cleaning supplies, so if you go to your local shop, you're gonna see all the nicely branded cleaning supplies for like your personal use in your own house. Do you think that's where restaurants and hotels go for their cleaning stuff? No. If you ever see the stuff that hotels use or restaurants use, it's like there's no branding whatsoever. The bottle is just completely basic. It's like antibacterial spray or bleach or whatever else. And that is so much cheaper. It's the exact same product, but it's much, much cheaper. You're now a hotelier. You're not someone buying this for your own house to go and spray around your kitchen. You need to be thinking strategically, getting those deals and increasing your profit. Now, next up, the biggest by far way to reduce your changeover costs is to not have so many changeovers. By increasing your minimum stay, you're going to have fewer changeovers, less costs, and more profit, even if that means reducing the nightly rate to encourage those longer stays. So think about that now. Work out how much your total changeover cost is. That's the clean, the linen, the welcome pack, the cleaning supplies that you've used, the toiletries that you're going to use. Work out what that total cost is. Let's say it comes to 100 quid or thereabouts. We're just using it for a round number. That means if you can reduce your changeovers by 1 over the course of a week, you've saved yourself 100 quid. And because you've got that 100 quid saving, you've now got that to play with by offering a discount for people to stay longer. So even if you offer a 90 quid discount for someone to stay for 3 nights instead of 2, you're still being more profitable. You've still made a tenner extra. These numbers are obviously simplified. They're going to be different for you, but it is the case that by having fewer changeovers, you're going to have fewer changeover costs. Next up, and the biggest boot in the balls from running this business, is the commission that we have to pay to Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia, all the rest. In most cases, it's up to 15% of the total booking revenue. And often the sneaky wee buggers will even take it off the top line. Even if you're offering discounts off there, they take their commission right off the top. Now, yes, they do a lot for that. They have millions of eyeballs looking at our properties. We do need them, they need us, but we don't need them for everything. Do not put all your eggs in Airbnb or Booking.com's basket. Work hard, do some free marketing on Instagram, Facebook, on social media, get some direct bookings. At the very least, if you have repeat guests, make sure they book with you direct. Don't send them back to Airbnb. You'll be amazed by how much money you can save and how much your profit goes up when you cut cut out those OTAs. Now, this has been 7 ways to save on costs to increase your profit, but next up you need to watch this video where I'm going to show you how to just squeeze every little pound or dollar out of your property to maximize that profit even more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button first, and I'll see you in the next one.